We're going live, 10 seconds.
All right, I think we're live.
All right, great. Thank you all for joining us here today. We're really excited and happy to bring everyone together. Excited by the opportunity to bring you learn about the WISE program and some of the ancillary benefits you'll receive as a member through VoiceComm and our partners. We have OtterBox and PopSockets as presenters here for you today. For those of you not familiar with WISE, WISE stands for Wireless Industry Service Excellence. This program is the first of its kind in creating an industry standard for the wireless device repair technicians. We're not affiliated with CTIA or WISE in any way, but we're simply bringing our perspective to the retail side of the business to complement the initiative of creating a gold standard within the repair industry. I'm going to kick this off by running through a few slides about VoiceComm, our Beyond Repair program, and the benefits you can realize as a WISE member. So let's, before we get started, as I get started, I want to also bring in Mario. I'd like to introduce you to Mario. Mario's been with VoiceComm going on 2 years now.
Hey, everybody.
After many years, Mario came from working as a Sprint indirect dealer, and he was actually a customer of VoiceComm for many years. I think his relevant experience in the wireless industry and his knowledge base of accessories just made him a great asset to our team and the entire repair channel that he serves. His primary focus is really centers around the CPR franchisees, but he's been instrumental in growing that network as well as arranging this webinar. I appreciate your work there, Mario.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Ryan, and folks over at WISE for hopping on with us. Of course, happy to be here, and really excited to have a lot of our CPR guys join us. Those guys are really the reason why I'm here, and I'm always happy to support you guys as best as I can. I promise you there's some good things on the pipeline. VoiceComm has worked with, of course, our top performing brands and the guys over at WISE to make sure that you guys are top priority, and hopefully this webinar speaks to that. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, so we'll be happy to take those. And of course, our contact information will be available to you guys. But please, I'll be on the chat. If you guys want to send me a quick shout or just connect with me after this, feel free to do so. Ryan will have some key points to discuss, and I'll be happy to jump in where needed. But I guess we get it going, Ryan. I'll go ahead and hide myself here because I tend to ramble, but I'm really excited to see so many of you join us today. Mindy,
great.
Chandler there, so I'll start chatting and Ryan will take it from here.
Yeah, we got Jeremy on screen there too. He'll come back in a little bit later, but Jeremy's the connection between us and WISE and helping facilitate this arrangement and bringing this great offer to you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for jumping on board and being motivated to help with some of the brands and getting this kicked off. So I will see you guys a little bit later.
Awesome. So we'll just run that back, run a couple slides back. I think I got a little ahead of myself there. Start with the VoiceComm one. Yeah, great, thank you. So for those of you who are, maybe if you're not as familiar with VoiceComm, just to give you a little bit of background, we're a customer-focused organization. We got a support system that's designed to service clients across all sizes of various channels. No customer is too big or small for us. We're a leading distributor of premium brands. Our extensive offer of mobile accessories is designed to complement devices both old and new, which is a factor in the repair channel that we do keep a longer life cycle on the products thanks to our large repair audience. We service retailers across the nation, like I said, of all shapes and sizes, and we are the proud distributor of both CPR and U-Brake. For those of you working with us, we got a top, best-in-class website, value-add programs, integrated solutions, and just a great support system and staff geared and ready to help in every way. Some years ago, we developed a program called Beyond Repair. It's a catchy little phrase there, just kind of taking the essence of it. So after kind of being in the repair community, attending the different expos and events, and kind of getting our name out there, we realized that there was certainly a need to kind of bring some of our experiences and kind of what we've seen through the evolution of the wireless channel and the indirect carrier space, and how some of the similarities we see in the maturation of the repair channel. So with some of those elements, we designed some programs that allow you that basically speak to some of the core principle of product selection, merchandising, training, and measuring, all areas that are designed to kind of enhance the retail environment and kind of professionalize the the channel and bring accessories as a key component to your revenue stream. A few stats about that. The next slide. A little slow to load there, but yeah. So we're currently servicing over 3,000 repair locations, generating over $25 million in retail revenue. So that's where we talk about beyond repair. So there's a whole other aspect of revenue and earnings to be there in the accessory side, and we like to be that resource to kind of help you and show you the path and how to get there. I mentioned earlier, as far as being a distributor of brand partners. On the next slide is a quick snapshot of, we have over 50 brands. Can you get the next slide? Yeah, we have over 50 brands in our lineup presently. We have a few, as I mentioned, here to speak to you today. We have some offers to present to you as well. But with these brands, one of the things that go on to the next slide, please, as well. Yeah, so as a WISE member, one of the benefits that we'll bring is, in working with our brand partners, we will get pre-authorization. So currently, in order to be authorized to sell a brand, there's a complete application process, and it can be, somewhat time consuming, and it kind of lengthens the onboarding process here with VoiceComm. But as a WISE member, we're able to circumvent that whole thing, working with our brand partners, and you'll be automatically authorized to sell their products. As such as well, we plan to incorporate more brand engagement, merchandising opportunities, training opportunities, just to continue to elevate that retail experience that I mentioned earlier. And as you'll learn here, we'll start kicking it off today with some special offers and promotions that'll be geared towards WISE members. So at this point, I will kick it off to my partner over there at OtterBox, LifeProof, Mr. Kevin Kaminsky.
Looks like we're looking for Kevin to join us. Here he comes, right there. How you doing, Kevin?
All right. You guys hear and see me?
Yep, you're good. Go on. Thanks for joining us.
Greetings and welcome, everyone. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Kevin Kaminsky. I'm a business development manager for OtterBox. OtterBox is the parent company for our brands OtterBox and LifeProof. Just a little bit about us. We're born and raised in Fort Collins, Colorado, and we engineer mobile products that build trust to instill confidence in your journey ahead. So all of our products are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and are made specific to you. So I'm very excited to join you all today virtually and just share a little bit of information about our brand, how to help you get set up, and just some market data and trends we're seeing. A little about me. I celebrated my 5-year Otterversary last week, and my roles have included marketing and sales within our carrier and retail channel, essentially to best partner with our resellers for case accessories and to provide them with the best information and support to help them succeed. On the current slide, we understand resellers are currently up and running as resellers, and some are not. So I wanted to just provide instructions on how to get started. We'll look to streamline this process moving forward, but the link in front of you is the best way to get you set up. For ease, we say it's best to just Google OtterBox ARP. You'll be able to find the link, and when you fill out the information within the link, our brand protection team will work to get you started. Our brand protection is a department within Otter that looks out for our brands from a case authentication and case sales point of view to make sure that we don't have some price erosion that we're seeing within the marketplace, and that we have authentic product out there. Moving along, I just wanted to go over just some sales data that you can back up to that. Just wanted to share some sales data that we received from MPD for Q1 2020. In Q1, we outsold the next closest competitor by 3 times. In Q1 of 2020, we currently have a 42% case dollar share across the marketplace, and we lead all brands in year-over-year growth. We're up $4 share points versus last year. Additionally, another area I wanted to cover is just feature segments and where we're seeing consumer spending. Clear and style is the most popular segment today. With our consumers, they represent about 41% dollar share. And our Symmetry Clear case is the #1 fully clear case in the market by a wide margin. Thin Protection has 25% market share, which encompasses our Otter Plus Pop case that you'll hear about in the next slide, and the Ultimate Protection category, which is our bread and butter. That represents about 18% market share, which is the Defender series, which is probably what everyone's knows and loves about OtterBox. So collectively, these 3 segments represent about 84% market share. So should give you just a good indicator of how to assort your pegs. And moving along to the next slide, we wanted to just share with you a little bit about just what we wanted to offer, just some of the, is the next slide coming up? There we go. Just wanted to share with you just some offers that we have for the Beyond Repair channel in terms of premium displays in your doors. With a minimum order quantity of 25 units, that includes Otter Plus Pop, we'll ship you a free display. Below you can see some of the dimensions and information there. Everything's been included. If you are interested, please contact Mario at VoiceComm, and we can work together to get one shipped out to you. So, that wraps up my portion. I appreciate your time. Look forward to working and partnering with you. And thanks to VoiceComm and the Wise team for setting this up. So with that, I'll turn it over to Barrett from PopSocket. Thanks all.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. It's really exciting to see you guys coming on board, and you've been supporting the repair channel for a while, but these offers are amazing, and taking this to a new level with the brand protection program and utilizing the work that's being done with this new standard in the industry it's pretty cool to see. All right, we're gonna wait for Barrett to get back. He should be getting back in here. And Kevin's going to be joining us here a little bit later. We're going to have a little panel conversation with Barrett and Kevin and Spencer Smith, who's coming up next. Let's see. Get Barrett should be coming on here to talk to us about PopSockets. We all are very well aware of PopSockets. It's definitely a name brand, a household name these days. Popular with all sorts of retailers and now repair shops. It's been to a lot of repair shops lately that have a full stock of PopSockets and some really cool pop displays. And hopefully Barrett can get in here to talk to you about it. A bit of technical difficulty here, so stand by here a second. Well, it looks like Barrett might be having some trouble joining us. If we want, we could just kind of move over to Spencer Smith, and we'll get back to Barrett if he can find his way in here. So if Hey, Spencer, what's going on?
Good afternoon. You hear me?
Yeah.
You okay? Awesome. Good stuff. Well, we'll come back to what PopSockets. Definitely want to hear what they have to say. But first and foremost, thank you, Jeremy and Michelle, VoiceComm team, the group at CTIA who is putting all of this together. This is come a long way, and I know that it makes a lot of sense for us out there. So Jeremy had asked to share a little bit about my background and kind of my input on the evolution of this repair industry and how WISE can help standardize, very similar to the wireless space. I spent most of my career in the wireless space, with the exception of the last 3 years or so. Worked with a large Verizon agent and grew a company up to around 400 doors, and became one of the big six for Verizon Wireless. In doing so, there was some significant changes in the industry, a lot of evolution, from, if you can recall, back in the days when we had a one wall in a store that we can build out by ourselves and sell a free case, which was probably leather at the time. And now we have big, strong brands like PopSockets and OtterBox and somebody like VoiceComm who's able to power the distribution for us, something we didn't have in the early days of wireless. And I bring that up because I feel like a lot of the wireless resources and mind share is really shifting into this repair channel. So I'm really excited to be part of it. I think that as Fixit Mobile, it's a brand. We are poised for growth. We want to help lead a lot of this evolution that you see in the repair space. I think we're poised to do so, and really looking forward to what the WISE program and other CTIA initiatives bring to our industry. And with that, just a quick background on where we're at today. We have 27 locations as Fixit Mobile, and have recently IQ Repair was one that was in business a while back, and recently Bad Apple, with about 7 locations here in the Utah area. So extending our footprint from Utah and Arizona and continue to expand throughout the country. Our goal is, to become very much like some of the big brands today. Our franchise, however, we're not franchising. Our brand is one that we feel like we can take to the moon with the resources and the skill that we have in house. So I'm excited to answer some questions. I know Jeremy has a panel for us, so I'm excited to answer some questions about the convergence of this repair channel and the wireless channel, how we can take advantage of that as a repair industry, and how we're going to all win in doing so. So with that said, let's pop over to Barrett from PopSockets. It looks like he's got connected, and then we'll jump into a panel.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. So sorry about that. Had a little bit of technical difficulty.
No worries.
So thank you, Jeremy. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're super excited to be part of the WISE program, and we're looking forward to seeing what we can produce here from the whole group. So where did PopSockets come from? David Barnett is our CEO and founder, and in 2012, he was a philosophy professor at the University of Colorado Boulder, and was super annoyed with how his earbuds were tangling in his pocket. So he went to a local Joann Fabric and bought a bunch of different size buttons and spacers and started gluing them to the back of his phone to solve the age-old problem of tangled earbud cords. So 60 prototypes later, and fast forward to 2014, the PopSocket Grip was born. And now we are a global phenomenon. So next slide, please. So it took McDonald's 18 years to sell their first 200 million cheeseburgers. It only took PopSockets 5 years to hit that same milestone. And that, my friends, is the American dream. So fast forward 8 years, and our biggest story for 2020 is swappability and our swappable ecosystem of products. Next slide, please. All right, so here's our swappable pop grip. We've evolved the grip experience with subtle and secure design features. You just simply press and turn to remove the pop top. With swappability, we fixed one of the only consumer complaints, that you couldn't wirelessly charge with our product on your phone. So we fixed that, removed the pop top, and now we have greater wireless charging capability with your phone. Since we launched the swappable ecosystem about a year ago, it has grown from a lonely pop grip to 10 new categories of products. Some of the top categories are the Otter Plus Pop, as you guys know, a strategic partnership with Otter Products and Pop Grip, between Otter Products and PopSockets. And it's an integrated pop top into the various cases they have for Commuter and Defender. We also have Pop Grip Lips that features replaceable lip balm in the top, Pop Grip Mirror so you can check for food in your teeth, the Pop Wallet Plus, you'll never forget your wallet when it's attached to your phone, and it's also removable. And the Pop Grip Stash, a sliding top reveals a stash spot for an alcohol wipe, gum, or prescribed medicine. So here's a short video that shows our swappable pop grip in action. All right, so thanks for watching that video. Now you all are subject matter experts and can train anyone on a pop grip. I know it's super technical, so last but not least, I wanted to move on to the stimulus program. So we all like deals, right? So especially during these challenging times, we've put together 2 stimulus offers to help you get into PopSockets if you've never carried them before, or to help resort and get a new refresh look in there for the summer months. So the first offer is purchase 6 of each of the curated SKUs for a total of 36 units. And we'll send you a free 1-tier display, and you'll get 10% off your order. And then the second offer is purchase 6 of each of the curated assortment SKUs, 72 units total, and receive a free 2-tier display and 15% off your order. So the displays are great to drive. It's an easy add-on to any customer order. You know, wouldn't it be great if on every order you can add anywhere from $10 to $15? You know, as you guys know, the importance of selling accessories is huge to your repair business. So we want to help out wherever we can. The power of PopSockets is real, and we encourage you guys to take advantage of our global popularity and jump in head first and take a trip with us down PopSockets lane. So that's everything I had for you guys. Thank you for joining the call. Thank you for listening, and look forward to speaking with you a little bit later on the panel. Thank you.
We're going to get to the panel right now, Barrett, so sit tight.
All right.
While we got you, let's go ahead and, Emily, if you want to stop the screen share, and we'll get Kevin back in here and Spencer back on. And we'll just kind of have a little discussion about, just got a few things I'd like to ask you guys about brand protection, some parallels to the wireless retail industry and the wireless repair industry, and some of the hurdles, entering the repair space that maybe some of the people from the outside didn't foresee coming in. So I guess my first question to all you guys is, why do you think it's important for this repair industry to have a nationally recognized standard? Why do you think that this certification moving forward, backed by CTIA, this WISE certification for retailers, is going to be important for the overall repair industry?
Yeah, I can get that one. I think, initially, in order to build an industry, you need consistency. And I think that, some standardization across the industry will bring that consistency. That consistency goes from quality, it could be technical consistency, it could be, the customer experience, and bringing some consistency there. So consistency is what comes to mind for me. I think that, having some standards creates consistency, and consistency is what drives a customer expectation, and it keeps your door swinging.
Yeah. Very good. You guys got anything to add on that?
From a consumer perspective, when you take a look at the repair facilities across the United States, they're all different. You get a little bit different look and feel. You get probably a little bit different service. And when you can bring, to Spencer's point, consistency into the mix, I think that you're offering a much better product to the consumer. You're starting to act, look, and feel like a big box retailer. And I think when you have that air of professionalism, consistency around the product and services that you're providing to your consumers, I think it's a much better experience, and it gives the repair locations and industry in general, a much better, what am I trying to say here? A legitimacy to the locations.
I would agree with everything Spencer and Barrett had said. I don't know if I can add anything additional to that. I think you both kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Have you guys, Kevin and Barrett, have you visited many repair shops in person?
Not recently, but back when we initially took on the repair channel, when we were back in Colorado, we visited a handful of CPR and UBIF stores, just to kind of get a lay of the land. Additionally, we attended some conferences of theirs as well. But really, we're just very much focused on just the case and mobile accessory side of the business, to make sure that from a location standpoint, they have the products that are selling there. Additionally, from a case series standpoint, they have the products that are selling the best. So not only is it myself going around and visiting these stores, we have a field marketing team in every major city in the country visiting these stores as well. So I'd have to kind of kick it over to Bear for that as well.
Yeah, very similar to OtterBox. We have a field team as well that is out in the field doing store visits as well.
Yeah. And so obviously brand protection is a big deal to you guys. I know it's kind of been in place for a long time for the repair channel, and through VoiceComm, if my understanding is, if someone gets an account with VoiceComm, that doesn't automatically allow them the opportunity to work with your products. They have to undergo an approval process, and that gets communicated back to VoiceComm if they're able to pass that process. That was kind of what's in place today?
Yes. So for PopSockets, we have recently given a blanket approval for all WISE certified repair locations. And we did that for a couple different reasons. One, we know that VoiceComm does a phenomenal job at controlling their dealers and their accessories and how they go out the door. And that's huge for really any brand. And we love the fact that they are in partnership with WISE and CTIA, driving that consistency and driving the overall program. So it's great that we were able to look at the program and give a green light for a full blanket approval, and that just shows testament to the program and who you are and the type of retailers that the repair locations are.
Very good. Yeah, we have a little feedback. So one thing I hear from a lot of people that have long-standing experience with big box retail or wireless retail is kind of what some of the surprises that they didn't expect in coming into the repair industry, into the repair channel. I kick that off with Spencer most because he does have a long-standing career in wireless retail at the carrier level, and then made that transition over to the repair shops. What were some of the factors that you didn't foresee coming? Because I know a lot of people kind of thought, this is similar to what we saw, and it's we're going to kind of get set up and get started and open the doors. What were some of the surprises along the way?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's a tough one to answer. Does COVID-19 count? Definitely didn't see that one coming.
Let's rewind the tape a little bit.
I think
time machine and go back to when you were actually navigating this originally.
I think that one of the biggest surprises and has become a hurdle for us, and it's one theme that we address on a consistent basis, is the employee dynamic. I think the staff in the wireless world, if you think about the evolution, maybe 10 years, rewind 10 years, and you're selling free phones, you're selling airtime, you're selling service, and people need that. And then, you fast forward a little bit, you start layering in technology and media and automation and things that we're now layering into a device or what was once a free phone. And so, in the wireless industry, you went from, call it basic salesman, to maybe a little bit more polished salesperson on the sales floor. And what I've noticed in the repair space is, you have repair techs, and oftentimes those repair techs aren't as comfortable customer facing or being able to provide additional solutions for customers. And so I think of it kind of from a high level. It's like you have a specialist of a technician, and then you have a generalist, which is your person that kind of sees the broader scope of business. And the dynamic in getting both of those skill sets in your store has been a challenge. And it's something that, I feel like we've done a decent job at making sure that, our people have the tools, that they need to be able to succeed in repair. And I'm noticing that skill set and those tools that we're offering them very substantially. So I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges, Jeremy, is the type of staff that you need to be able to operate an efficient repair store. You need the front end, consumer facing person with a big smile on your face. And then you also have a technician. A lot of those technicians are specialists, they're good. They're good at what they do. And so it's just finding that balance of the labor force.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And we're hoping with the WISE certification for the technicians that, standardizes kind of some skill sets. It really brings in, we're going to get into some of that after this, what it kind of covers, what knowledge base it covers. And it also is, it's a good sense of pride for those technicians too. for the first time ever, they're being recognized, and that certificate, as we'll talk about later, it actually stays with that technician. So it's an achievement for them. It's recognized by the entire wireless industry. And so hopefully that'll give them a sense of pride. And the retail certification as well is also something to raise the bar and raise your own standard and be a premier brand. And with that said, we're going to have to get to CTIA kind of portion of this and really get into the meat and potatoes of WISE certification. So I do want to end with one more question. If we are talking about raising the bar, meeting a standard and exceeding it for your own self, and really what this whole webinar is about is brand protection. If you guys could just go around and just tell me why it's so important to you to have a premier brand in this industry. Barrett, if you want to kick that off.
Sure. I take a look at this and rewind back to like 2003, 2004, when it wasn't as important for dealers to sell accessories. To Spencer's point, there were free phones, and there was big commissions, and dealers back then were making a lot of money on activations. Well, those commissions quickly halted. Free phones went by the wayside, and in order for a dealer to continue to be profitable and stay open, they needed to learn how to sell accessories. And they did that with selling brands. And there's a lot of parallels with wireless dealers and also with repair locations. Same thing. In order for you to keep your business running profitably, you need to do well and sell accessories well. So it's incumbent upon the repair locations to partner with the top brands in the accessory space to ensure that they are providing a quality product, a quality accessory, just like a quality repair that they're doing on the consumer's phone. So, leverage the power of our brands, our global brands, to help you sell more accessories, to make more money, and to help keep the lights on, at the end of the day. That's where I really see the power of our brands helping the repair locations.
Kevin, can you add to that?
Yeah, I agree with everything Garrett said. Why it's important brand protection for OtterBox, I would say two reasons. First, price erosion. So, if you do have product out there, and especially with the marketplace that we're seeing and consumers being able to purchase product online, we would never want someone to come into your doors and say, hey, I'm looking at this same exact SKU, for half the price. So what our brand protection team does is make sure that our price erosion within the marketplace stays consistent, so that when they do walk in there, it's aligned with what you currently have the product on peg. So we do have a minimum advertised pricing for those. Additionally, we're only authorizing various locations that meet a certain criteria standard. We're not letting anyone that wants to go sell our product online the ability to sell it. Additionally, I would say it would have to do with fake OtterBoxes. So if you've been in any type of mall locations where you see cases that look like ours, what our brand protection team is doing is making sure that those cases, when they're being either shipped from overseas or at point of sale here, making sure that our brand is being protected and making sure that stops, because that does, again, erode the price in the marketplace. So I would say that probably be the two biggest reasons as to why brand protection is important to our business.
Spencer, you want to close us out with why your brand? I've been into one of your stores before.
Yeah,
definitely it's clear branding is important to you guys.
Branding is right now, to build a sustainable, scalable business. I talked about consistency earlier. I'll add credibility as well to that, because I feel like in order to grow, a reputable brand that can create an expectation for customers that come in to get that experience that they need, comes down to a brand that they trust. And, in order for us to do that successfully, we need to integrate the consistency. We need the standardization. We need the certification. I think all of that brings, a level of professionalism to the business that it doesn't exist today. It does to some level, but it needs to be standardized and pulled across a lot of this industry. And that's what it means for us. I think it's going to allow us to grow our brand, and knowing that it's credible and that there's some standard behind it. And it's important for us, especially in this stage of a growing business, to make sure that brand stays strong and it's not tarnished. So very important to us.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys all for taking some time today. It was a really great chatting with you all, seeing you guys' faces. Definitely be
Jamie.
keeping in touch with you guys, and we'll be sharing out, links to this moving forward and getting your guys' contact information circulated if we get some more questions down the road. So appreciate it. And with that,
thank you.
Yeah. With that, we're going to say goodbye to our friends and welcome CTIA to join us. We've heard a lot about the excitement about WISE certification and some of the new exciting pieces on the horizon that, having a WISE certified store will automatically get you. But now I think you probably need to get educated a little bit about WISE certification and what it is, and kind of some of the background on CTIA, how WISE certification was brought into the CTIA umbrella, and then we'll jump into some information on how you can get started today. And then if we got a little bit of time left, we will wrap up with some question and answer. So we're waiting for the queen of the wireless industry to join us, Miss Michelle James, who you may know from the Wireless Repair Expo over the last several years, starting back, I believe, in 2014. Several of the wireless repair roundups. She's been instrumental in bringing our community together. Unfortunately, we can't get together in person because of the COVID. I'm not sure when we will be able to get together in person, but for the time being, we are going to just say hello live on these webinars and see what we can't do until we can all hang out again and network and take meetings and go to Las Vegas 6 times a year and be back to our normal selves. So we can have Michelle join us and Marin to talk about the CTIA program. This was, while we're waiting for Michelle, I can speak on a little bit of the history of the WISE certification program. Back several years ago, there was a lot of conversations. I was spending a lot of time in repair shops and visiting a lot of folks, sitting down with some people. I did a lot of interviews over the years with repair shop owners, and without any sort of prompting, those interviews always went to a place where we would have to talk about standards. Everybody was like, we just need something, to tie us all together. We need a bar. This industry was kind of just born out of necessity, and there was a lot of just figure it out as you go. There was really no roadmap, no instructions, no blueprints. It was just a lot of really creative self-starters that found their way into this business essentially by breaking their own device and learning how to fix it. And so with this conversation around standards, Michelle was able to pull together some influential people in our industry at that time, some folks that ran some of the larger franchises, a couple of people involved with some of the larger wholesalers at that time, a couple of the depots, some software folks, just a nice group of about a dozen or so people from the repair industry, and just got in a room in Dallas, Texas. And with her relationship with CTIA, because of the trade show, Wireless Repair Expo at the trade show, they actually asked if they could join that meeting. And they sat in and they kind of learned some of the roadblocks that we were facing as an industry. And through that, they were very instrumental in kind of working through their board of directors and speaking to some of their member companies. And that same group of individuals was invited to a meeting at Samsung headquarters in New York shortly after with the OEMs, Samsung. There were some carriers, there were some insurance providers at that table, and everybody kind of got to tell their story about our industry. And from there, it just kind of went crazy and fast-tracked and became a part of CTIA. And work got started quickly. There was a group dedicated to building a retail certification. There was a group dedicated to building technician certification. And all these certifications were brought together collaboratively through members of our industry and your peers. So there was 4 face-to-face meetings a year. We have calls if not twice a month. And that's where all these certifications were born out of before they were published. And it was really exciting to be a part of. So with that said, look who joined us.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, welcome.
Oh, excellent. So happy to be here. Sorry about that. Just when I was getting ready and backstage, I got kicked down on my internet. So there you go. It's not always does technology work the way we hoped it does. So I don't know where we left off. I'm sure I missed a good couple of minutes there, but I do want to say that I've known Ryan and the VoiceComm team for many years and have been a huge fan. They've done a great service in the accessory side of the house for the wireless industry for many years, and certainly is what I would call sort of an integrity player in this space. So very grateful that we're able to share an exciting program that we've been a pretty tall mountain for some time now, as well as super excited that some of their premier brands, including OtterBox, LifeProof, PopSockets, and others, who will now point to this program as part of their brand protection sort of onboarding signal. So I'm super, super excited about that. Big picture, we, many of you on the line here, I know lots of the folks who sort of come into the room today, at least those who have been brave enough to be on the audience side of the chat string here. I'm super excited to see some of the names that I have known for years. Some people in this circle know me as the Repair Lady. Certainly have been a champion for reverse logistics for many years. Way back to the days when we were producing the Wireless Repair Expo, which was really my attempt to try and find out who all was really addressing this end of the market, which I am super passionate that we get it right. I'm super passionate that we put some framework around it. In order to put framework around it, we did have to have a lot of people at the table. This was not a Michelle James brainchild or even a CTIA brainchild. This was literally a collaborative effort. Which, quite frankly, is a huge, tall order. In big picture, again, I don't know if Jeremy talked about this slide, but I'll just touch on it briefly that, 81% of the US population today owns a smartphone. That's probably no new news to you guys. I think that retailing a service is probably one of the most challenging forms of retail ever. I also think it's probably one of the most stickiest, because servicing devices or servicing technology most often cannot be done over the internet. So this is the one scenario where the internet can't beat you as a retailer. They can certainly complement you, but certainly can't beat you when you need to have face-to-face with someone who you rely to basically repair your most likely the most trusted thing you have in your life, and it's a remote control to your life too. There was a report done that 66% of all smartphone owners admitted, so I guess there's people who didn't admit, but admitted to breaking their phone this past year. That equates to, about 175 million damaged phones in the US every day, all day, which again is part of that stickiness that we need a trusted resource, both consumer facing as well as some of the other parts of our program that we work on. They're kind of deep in the supply chain for the larger volume as it relates to re-commerce or remanufacturing of those devices to make their way back into the marketplace as secondary units. So we try to address, we'll go to the next slide. Emily, are you running the slides? Next slide. Can you hear me? Emily, can we go to the next slide?
Are you looking for the member companies?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go with that next one. There's a little delay, I'm sorry.
That's okay, thank you. I was like, can people hear me? So just while we're doing that, so it was really important as we built this program that we have all of the stakeholders at the table, which meant we needed to have, I think Jeremy was talking about the OEM at the table. So between Samsung and Apple and Motorola and ZTE and HTC, other manufacturers at the table, as well as the carrier partners. So the carriers have actually been in the not repair business, but the carriers have been in the buyback business of those units as they come back through the channels. They also are on the front end, oftentimes when the consumer are looking for, what do I do with my broken device? And a lot of those become referrals in the marketplace. So I wanted to make sure that all the carriers were at the table. They understood fully what we were doing, because in one way, at one point during the wireless ecosystem, it will touch those channels too. So, and I wanted to make sure we also had the national insurance providers, regional insurance providers, retailers at the table. And I would also add, this is not, the program that we stood up is not just about mass retail. This is about independent retail as much as it is for those that have national franchise organizations or larger big box organizations. We really built this with the integrity in mind that this was really about the skill set of the individual, regardless of what environment they were performing that repair in. This was about the environment at which those repairs are conducted. This was making sure that we had all the key stakeholders at the table to build the standards. It took us about 18 months to 24 months. I'll go through the various aspects of the program, but basically we started with 5 key areas to focus on. Most importantly is the technician curriculum, which is what we're certifying skill sets of individuals. And then we also have the retail certification, so the environment, making sure that they're using the proper, safety equipment, that they are both interfacing with consumers with integrity, at which we expect a retail store who's providing repair service to conduct themselves, that they're open the hours that they say they're open. Lots of pretty basic things that you would think would be super no-brainer, that we're just making sure that we are able to raise the bar and put a stamp on it. So we call the program WISE. It stands for Wireless Industry Service Excellence. And that will be similar to like in the automotive industry where they have ASC for Automotive Service Excellence. We have a seal that stores can use once they have been onboarded as an authorized repair store under the WISE brand. And then the technicians will go through both a level 1 as well as level 2. For level 1, that program is managed online. And that is an online test. So sort of think DMV. So first you take your knowledge or skills-based test, and that curriculum that they have advanced preview to covers both level 1 and level 2 knowledge, but their level 1 test covers the actual online test of that material. And then for their level 2, they will be requested to do an online or to do an in-person skills-based test. So again, like the DMV, think that's your test taking where you're parallel parking. You're actually showing your skills. So it's in 2 parts. It's been extremely well received. I'm very proud of the Batteries Plus Bulbs team has embraced the program nationwide, as has the U-Break iFix team and the CPR team. We do have several independent retail locations who have also come through. And I think we're up to, I know Marin's going to talk a little bit more in detail about the program itself and how the onboarding process works. But for the technicians, I think we're seeing somewhere around a technician an hour coming through the program right now. So with that, I'll hand it over to, I don't know why the slides are still not advancing for me. Maybe they are for others. Marin, I'll go ahead and pass it off to you if you want to talk a little deeply about the program itself.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. For those that don't know me, my name is Marin Galvin. I'm part of the WISE certification team at CTIA. And I get the pleasure of talking with you all. Jeremy said this earlier, the meat and potatoes of WISE, and that's what I get to take you through today. So excited to do that. As Michelle just alluded, we have 2 programs that we're going to go through today under the WISE umbrella. The first is the Technician Certification Program, and this is the industry certification program for device repair technicians. So it's an eligible, any individual looking to obtain a certification as a device repair technician is welcome to come through the program. The Level 1 certification program is administered through a WISE platform. That is a learning management platform that is home to both the WISE technician program and the service provider certification program that we'll get to in a little bit. And it also offers additional industry learning opportunities for any of the users on the platform. So Emily, you can go ahead and bump to the next slide. Here you see a screenshot of the platform and also some of the 7 course offerings that we have as a part of the WISE platform. As I mentioned before, anyone is welcome to join the platform. You can visit the WISE certification platform by going to www.wisecertification.com. From there, you're able to register as a new user, and once approved, you can enroll directly in WISE Technician certification. At enrollment of WISE Technician Level 1 certification, a study guide is presented to you. You can download it or access on the web anytime. The study guide is a 100-page document, everything you need to know about wireless device repair. It was authored by those companies that you saw earlier on Michelle's slide. Over 30 different companies contributed across the wireless industry to add content to that guide. And I see that we have some attendees actually that helped to contribute that today on our call. So very excited to see that. Once a technician has reviewed the study guide and feels ready to jump into the WISE certification exam, they can enroll into the second part of the exam. That's the behind the wheels of the getting your driver's license analogy Michelle talked about earlier. The knowledge exam is a 65-question exam. It pulls directly from the study guide. It's broken out into 11 different sections. Topics cover everything from wireless technology, the anatomy of a device, general tooling knowledge, battery handling and storage guidance, and workbench and remote requirements. Questions are a mix of true, false, multiple choice, and drag and drop. We'll ask things like process questions, like when you're handling a lithium-ion battery, a technician should do what? Ask kind of general industry knowledge, like true, false, all downstream recyclers are R2 certified. And then things about proper tools, like which of the following is an effective adhesive remover. And you would select from the multiple choice that alcohol and solvents are an effective adhesive remover. A technician has to receive a 70% on the exam to pass certification. They get 2 attempts. And we also offer the study guide in English and Spanish, and the Spanish version of the exam should be rolled out here in the next 60 days. So both are offered depending on your language requirements. Once a technician passes level 1 certification, they're then eligible for level 2 certification. This level 2 certification program is offered outside of the platform and is administered by authorized facilitators that are certified by CTIA. With the hands-on trainings, technicians must perform practical skills on 4 separate devices. The skill tests range from screen replacement, battery replacement, small component replacements, and different kinds of NFS scenarios. How it works is a technician will schedule directly with the facilitator. They'll, whether it be virtual or in person, of course, at this point in time, it's probably more popular to go with the virtual option. Facilitators will provide a curriculum to that technician, which is a series of 10 different repair scenarios. And then on the day of the exam, the facilitator will choose 4 at random of those 10 repair scenarios. And then the technician will have to perform those scenarios across a range of different types of devices in order to pass their exam. Technician must obtain an 80% or higher to receive level 2 certification. Grading is based on if they use the proper tools, the time it takes them to complete the repair, and then as well the post-op observations of the completed repair. Once a technician is certified, they are recognized by an entire wireless industry. They will soon be published in a directory of certified technicians that are verified by all current employers and industry programs. They are welcome to wear their little WISE logo with pride on their resume. They're allowed to promote it on their social media. And at certification, they're also assigned their own unique WISE code, and they're provided with an online and physical copy. And we've seen a lot of technicians share the versions of their certificates and their WISE certification on social media, which has been great to see how it filters across the community. You can go ahead and flip to the, oh no, sorry, flip back again. There we go. So once a technician is eligible for WISE certification, has passed WISE certification, their service provider may be eligible then to seek WISE authorized service provider certification. So this is the second program under the WISE umbrella that we talked about earlier. And this is really for the service providers. So your retail locations, your remote organizations, and your retail and remote organizations, if your business is a hybrid of the two. It's very important to understand the nuances of your organization's repair environment, because that will dictate the requirements of your certification. For example, if you are a location where consumers come to bring their device to you for repair, whether that be in a standalone brick and mortar or a store within a store, you will fall under the retail qualifications of certification. If you are a remote organization, meaning that your organization goes to a customer's home or a location of the customer's choosing that it's safe to conduct a repair, then you would qualify for the remote organization certification program. And then as well, if your business is a hybrid of the two, then you would apply for the retail and remote certification. Each one has distinct requirements, and it's also a very distinct application process. So we ask that if you are ready to get started and you've had technicians come through the technician program, you look through the authorized service provider document, which is posted at wisecertification.com. And we've also included a link here in this presentation. Once you read through that, if you feel like you're ready, you reach out directly to the WISE certification team at applications@wisecertification.com. You can also come through our website. We will get you onboarded with the application process. As a part of that application process, there are documents that will be required as evidence in the audit. Certain types of photographs, such as the front of house, the picture of the front of your house, the back of the house, how you store your inventory, your signage. We also ask that you provide the terms of use that you provide your customers. If you're a remote location, it's things like a photo of your van, a photo of your technician in uniform, certain things like that. And once the application has been submitted, it's a back and forth process between our team and yours to make sure that you're addressing any identified deficiencies or any questions that we may have along the way. Certification is right now, of course, it depends on volume, is a pretty streamlined process. And if everything is good to go, then you receive your WISE authorization as a service provider. You can go ahead and flip to the next slide, Emily. So one of the benefits of becoming a WISE authorized service provider is that you get to use the WISE logo on your storefronts. You get to use it on your text clothing vehicles in order to promote the certification. With certification, we will provide you decals that you can use. We'll provide you promotional cards, posters, and you're more than welcome to use this and distribute it across your store to make sure that you're promoting your certification. You can flip to the next slide. The WISE community today has over 7,500 technicians from over 40 different service centers and retail organizations. Michelle kind of ran through some of these today, but we have technicians that are certified from retail shops like CPR Cell Phone Repair, Batteries Plus Bulbs, You Break I Fix, Idaho Repair, I Fix Your Eye, service facilities, Ingram Micro, AGI Repair, Spokane I Repair, Mobile Clinic as other retail locations. And we have over 800 retail locations with hundreds of certifieds to date. And if you flip to the next slide, Emily, we're very excited about our WISE directory. When a retail location is certified, as I mentioned before, they are put into an online directory. This is a directory that is public facing on the WISE certification website. Customers are able to go to the directory and search, just like you can search in other search platforms, for locations that are certified, WISE certified in their neighborhood. To date, we have about 800 retail locations, as I said before, in the program. We have hundreds that have been certified that are preloaded into this directory, and we're looking forward to taking it live soon. So if your store hasn't come through yet and you want to be a part of the official launch, then we ask that you kind of reach out and start the process. And for participating today, we'd like to offer everybody a promotional offer to access level 1 technician certification with a promotional code Beyond Repair. With that promotional code, you get $150 off level 1 technician certifications enrollment fee. This offer will be good until June 1st. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit wisecertification.com and reach out through the website or add your questions into the chat and we can address them at the end. And with that, I will turn things back over to Jeremy.
All right. Thanks, Marin. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle, if you want to join us to kind of wrap things up. We're going to have Ryan come back and join us as well. Looks like we've had a pretty good turnout today. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves, had a good time. Sorry I cannot sit down any longer. Try not to give anybody motion sickness, but we wait for Ryan to come back in. Do you have any final thoughts, Michelle, on where we're going from here, how we're going to get through this next couple months?
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been a really long, fruitful journey. I'm really excited in many circles, I will say, at all levels of the wireless industry that, device repair, device remanufacturing, service at retail, on-demand services, all of those, I think, have, the bar has been raised. We're now actually really, really in the spotlight now. I think great things are kind of expected of this channel. I think folks who, may have questioned whether we could actually pull it off in terms of getting 53 different companies to agree on setting standards across the entire wireless ecosystem, from repair all the way, like I said, to the supply chain side of the house. It's really, really rewarding to see everyone in very like-minded, focus on integrity for this channel, because I think it's super, super important for the overall wireless ecosystem. And I think given today's environment, though we would never have predicted it, I do think that the repair industry will probably be even more essential than it is already today. Even those states that did mandate that repair of devices was an essential, workforce. I think that we will be relied on for probably many years to come, with a lot of secondary product that is out in the marketplace. That it's the channel is really going to rely on this industry, this section of the industry, to really take care of the remote control to people's lives.
Well said. I wouldn't disagree with any of that. And it was a shout out to all you guys too that have been getting up every morning, opening your shops, cleaning them 1,000 times a day, taking care of your employees. We've heard some wonderful inspirational stories. We saw some amazing things happen with the wireless repair industry, and don't think that that's not being unseen by the rest of the world that we live in. There's a lot of folks that are commending everything that's being done with the repair community today. So it's a really good time to get refocused too, I think, and look at opportunities on the other side of this, because things will be different for a long time. Looks like we're having some trouble getting Ryan back into the room here. He is the man of the hour. I'd like to have him come at least have some parting thoughts for everybody, but I know we're running a little long. Looking at some of the questions today, like I said, you can always send any questions related to WISE certification to programs@wisecertification.com. Mario is an amazing addition to the VoiceComm team. You can reach out to him as well if you have questions about getting a VoiceComm account or taking advantage of some of these opportunities that OtterBox and PopSockets presented today. Any questions you have, I'm always available and willing to answer. I think for now, we probably will give Ryan another second here, but I think he's really struggling to get back in. He had a little trouble getting in at the beginning as well. So, but once again, shout out to VoiceComm. I
made it back after some more technical difficulties. Sorry to cut you off there, Jeremy.
Yeah, I was just about to give you guys props, but I mean, you can interrupt me. That's fine.
No, I'll take the props. I mean, you guys have dropped it a couple times. I appreciate you and Michelle. I mean, I really appreciate the opportunity to host this and to be part of the community for so long. You guys have been great to us, and we appreciate it. And excited to, like we said from the beginning, to kick this off and share this with our great customers as well. Yeah. And I have to say, some of the people on these chat sessions are hilarious. Following that along is entertaining in its own right.
I know. We should do it more often just to do the chat. I thought that was pretty fun. It's nice to see some names I haven't seen in a while, since we haven't done any big shows. We had originally planned to do 2 big shows this year. They all sort of got put on ice with all the social distancing, but when we can actually finally safely be together, I trust me when I tell you that we will absolutely throw a big party and focus on where we go next as soon as we can be together.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I was just kind of wanted to make a point. VoiceComm has been extremely supportive of the repair channel since the beginning. I was with the larger supplier for parts, and we were trying to help repair shops get accessories and navigate accessories. And for a couple years, nothing against some of the other folks, but they just weren't really super interested in the channel. And VoiceComm immediately stepped up, listened. First CES, kind of when repair shops started opening, they were one of the first companies to take a meeting and start talking about how we can service these repair shops, and then moving into integrations. I know you guys, we worked together on an integration for a while, and that's still alive today. And Mobile Defenders is another great supporter of and kind of part of the ecosystem. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, because you guys have always been, trying to find ways to help the repair shops along the way.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to our brand partners who joined, both Kevin and Barrett. And again, for Mario for helping facilitate this, and everyone who attended. We really appreciate you taking the time to join. And you know, we can get to see everyone's face there in the audience, but you know, it's good compensation for being quarantined at home here. You know, just knowing there's an audience out there is pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Spencer too. He's a really great.
Oh, I mean, I got Spencer. My bad. My man Spencer. Me and Spencer have a lot of history there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's a really, really great veteran retailer. And you know, he's got the war wounds to show for it. So he's a great person to lean on for advice.
Thank you, Spencer.
Well, right on. Well, everybody stay safe. Stay safe.
Yes, stay safe. Easy for you to say.
Stay sane, and you know, let's get through this thing, and hopefully we gave you guys some great information today.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Can I tell my wife to come out of the closet now? I made her hide so she didn't walk around.
Only if you want to.
Yeah.
You can just play back the recording and just like see how long you can go.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks.